Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors at Alpha Claims and Hire, Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. I hope everybody is okay and I appreciate you joining me today. We've got to do an update and also talk about a story that a lot of people have been sending me and atting me in on Twitter as well. I know that some people feel that because I cover a lot of police brutality cases that I won't talk about the other side of things, and that is not the case. I've covered a lot of assaults on police, even potentially deadly assaults, as well as at the same time covering police brutality cases, inquiries, police shootings. I've got an interview coming up with a lawyer for somebody that represented somebody shot in a police brutality case. But this story is from Hackney and it involves actually 2 police officers being assaulted while making an arrest. It has since emerged today that a 13-year-old boy was actually admitted to attacking a police officer in a savage street attack caught on camera. It says on the Metropolitan Police website that the officer was outnumbered and he was surrounded by bystanders and he was kicked and another officer was also assaulted. Hackney Police confirmed today that 3 men and a 13-year-old boy have been charged with the attack on the police officer that went viral. The teen admitted to assault at Thames Magistrates Court and the youth admitted to kicking and shouting abuse at an officer during an unprovoked, deliberate attack. Paul Kabemba, 33, was charged with assaulting a police officer, an emergency worker, 1 count of assault of a member of the public, Jordan Thomas and Marvin Henderson have been charged with assault and will appear in court today. The footage was widely condemned by the Home Secretary Priti Patel and the Lord Mayor Sadiq Khan and police authorities. Ken Marsh, the chairman of the Metropolitan Police Federation, who represents all the police officers in London, says we are not punch bags. We have families to go home to, and at the end of the shift, the dangers are real and we are seeing, and it is escalating a lot lately. The police officer had been called over a member of the public claiming they had been assaulted before the suspect resisted arrest. In the clip filmed by a passerby, the officer appeared to restrain the man and he falls to the pavement. The man puts a hand over the policeman's mouth as the rest of the group is filmed running over, yelling and starting to kick the police officer. The Home Secretary spoke out and slammed the attack, saying it was disgusting. She tweeted that it was sickening, shocking and disgraceful. My thoughts with the outstanding Metropolitan Police who are subject to these attacks all the time. And there was a man there also that was actually defending the police. He had a bat, and I think some newspapers have actually said that he was doing a good thing. Fair play to him for trying to intervene in that situation. It is a bit disturbing though that this 13-year-old boy has got himself involved. Potentially, this could be his first criminal record and it's assault police. So this is how easily a situation can escalate. You can just walk across something happening in the street and then make a decision that then changes the rest of your teenage years maybe. He's going to have to work incredibly hard now to overcome some people judging him for assault police. So I'm glad that nobody actually was seriously injured in this, and this could have really got out of hand. Somebody could have been stabbed. There could have been even a bigger crowd could have gathered and things could have escalated. So I'm glad that that isn't the case and we're not covering something more serious. But really don't risk your own freedom by getting involved in situations like this, and also don't unnecessarily inflict violence on somebody for no reason whatsoever. The second story of this video that is very important. I know I've got a lot of Northwest London subscribers, and this is literally a plea to you to tell people in the area to be aware, because the latest development in the story of Nicole and Bibaa Henry has revealed that they was murdered, the police believe, by a stranger. They were stabbed multiple times in Friant Country Park in northwest London. They was there on the Friday night and their bodies wasn't discovered until Sunday. They was actually there with celebrating Bieber's 46th birthday party. And I know it sounds a bit strange that older people would be celebrating in a park, but due to lockdown restrictions and coronavirus at this time especially, it wasn't appropriate for people from different households to actually meet in a different house. So a lot of the time, I've heard of this happening a lot, is that different groups would just meet up to have a social drink for a birthday outside where they can socially distance. But strangely, as I said, their bodies weren't found until Sunday. I actually spoken to people that actually knew Nicole when she was growing up, and I send my condolences to her family. This is a terrible, terrible story. It is appeared that they are both sisters as well, and they are local to the area. And there was 10 people that was actually with them on Friday, so we can only assume that the police have actually ruled out all of them people for them to say that this is a stranger. The police have said that this is an unthinkable, harrowing and tragic incident, and their thoughts remain with the families of Nicole and Bibaa, who are going through the most unimaginable pain. There have been a number of factors involved in both the incidents and the aftermath, which has required extra time and care in enabling us to put together a clear picture. We now seem to see certainty that Nicole and Bibaa were murdered by someone who they didn't know. Inquiries continue at pace, and they are ongoing and searching significantly in the crime scene, including a pond nearby to try and find evidence. The detective in charge of the case said that the officers are currently trawling hundreds and hundreds of tons of rubbish with local refuse depots in search of items of relevance to the investigation. They believe they were accidentally cleared from the scene when mistaken for rubbish, because bear in mind, these 2 days are vital. This is they find a lot of evidence in the first 48 hours. You may have seen it on American crime shows where they explain this. So it's worrying that this person is actually walking around. He's killed 2 women, and he could just be walking around, or she, or whoever it is, because there is no description, there's no suspect, there's no nothing. So this must be quite strange times and worrying times for people in the area. So I encourage people to make sure that you walk with somebody, if anything, and try to avoid being alone or in places like this, and make sure that you keep in contact and check on people that you care about as often as possible. The police are actually appealing still for witnesses to come forward, anyone that was in the area at the time. It was a 5-minute walk from Valley Drive. There was the entrance to the hill area, because where it was found was just, it was I think runners go there, but it's not like a densely populated area. It's a field. It was literally like a field with maybe a path, I think, running through it. I really want to thank the reporter as well, Dave Nathan, for his excellent coverage of this. He did some really sensitive coverage of the crime scene, and without his help, we wouldn't be able to cover this story so efficiently. So I really appreciate you joining me today. I'll be back again very soon with some more news. Please don't forget to follow us online as well, and also Facebook at Scarcity Studios. Please go and like the page as well, and I'll be back again later with some more news. Peace.